Aloha guitar class. This is lesson 8. Today we're going to finish learning the open position scales. So we're going to learn the E blues scale. We're going to harmonize Amazing Grace. And we're going to practice reading some notes on the first and the second string. Okay, so let's start with the scale. Alright, so we should know C, G, and F by now. Let's play those one time. C, ready, and... G. Let's do G. Ready? And... Okay, I hope you're keeping up with that. You should be able to do that by now because these should be memorized and you're supposed to be practicing them every day. F, ready, and F. So I've said this before, I'll say it again. Whenever you pick up your guitar to practice, always start with your scales and run up and down each scale several times. Okay, this is really a crucial part of your practice to to exercise and to develop the coordination. Okay, let's do the new scale. That will be this one, E blues. All right. Let's go through it a little slower. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, and back. 0, 3, 0, 2, oh, sorry, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 0, 3, 0. So this scale should be a little bit easier to remember because it's the same thing on the E string, the B string, and the high E string. Low E, high E, and B will be the same. 0, 3 on all those three strings. Okay, let's do that again a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 3, 0, 1, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 1, 0, 2, 3, 0. Okay. That's a good scale to know. That's the scale we use to play blues and rock and roll. Okay, like this kind of stuff. Okay, fun stuff. scale every guitarist should know if you're interested at all in the music of the modern world, you know. Okay, so now we should be focusing on being able to play all 4 of those scales from memory. Okay? Make sure you do that, because we'll just keep adding scales on, right? And you don't want to have to like look the scale up in your paper every time you want to play it. You should just be able to remember it. Okay? People expect musicians to be able to play things from memory. Okay? You know, oh, play me a song. Okay, here we go. They don't want you to go, oh, well, sorry, I don't have my music book with me, or let me get my computer out and okay, now I'm gonna play. All right. No, you should know a lot of things from memory that you don't have to look up on the paper. Okay, and that's the idea. All right. So definitely get those down. Close that. Next thing we're gonna do is harmonize Amazing Grace. Okay. So take a look at the chart in your course materials, Amazing Grace harmony. Okay. Let's see. All right. So in the last lesson video, well, not lesson 7, but the one before that, lesson 6, we learned how to play a 2-part harmony. So, and using the kind of pinching with the thumb and the finger. Ode to Joy. That's where you have to read multiple notes at once. Now this one we have more than 2 parts. But it's a little bit different. So instead of having to necessarily read every single note on there, what we do instead is we just kind of hold down the chords, and then you'll have to either play like just 3 strings of the chord. So when you do that, you want to use this technique called the Rest Strum. So let's play C. Okay, get your C chord set up, and if you look over here, measure 4, that's where you play C, but you only play those first 3 notes. And well, let's look at those notes. 3 on the 5th string, so that's what I'm holding with my ring finger. 2 on the 4th string, that's what I'm holding with my middle finger. So I'm already holding those notes down when I play C. Okay, and for most, for all except one place in this chart, that's all you have to do is to play the chord that's indicated with the chord symbol, and then strum the strings that are indicated. Okay, so I'm going to use the rest strum, and what that means is I'm going to strum those 3 strings. Sorry, that wasn't very good. And then I'm going to stop my pick on the string that I don't want to play, which is the B string. Okay? And that's the most accurate way of doing that, because, like, you know, if I strum and then like freestyle like that, there's a really good chance that I'm gonna strum more strings than I want. So you strum and stop your pick on the string that you don't want to play. The rest stroke is when I just play like a single string and I rest my pick against the next string. The strum is I do multiple strings and then rest my pick on the string that I don't want to play. Okay, so that's 3 strings. In measure 1 here, we have a thing where we strum 4 strings. So that one, we want to stop the pick on the high E string. Okay. 3 strings, ready, and again, 3 strings. I'm stopping the pick on the B string. 4 strings, ready, and I'm stopping the pick on the high E string. Okay, and we have to do that for this one because we don't play all the strings in the chord every single time. Okay, so let's walk our way through this. Now, most of these chords you know, and there's a couple of them that you don't know, so we'll learn a couple new chords here. So first thing you want to do, set up your C chord. And the other thing in this song is that we want to hold the chord for as long as possible because we want all the notes to ring, to keep ringing for as long as we can. So I've got my C chord set up. This first note is the 3rd string open, and that string is already open when I play C. So 3rd string open, so I don't have to take the chord off to play that. I just hold the chord and play that note. And then I'm going to strum 4 strings of the C chord, stopping my pick on the high E string. Ready, and okay. Now these next 2 notes, I'm already holding them down again. E string 0, 2nd string 1, and that's the note I'm holding here. Okay, so that entire time, all I have to do with my left hand is hold the C chord. That makes it kind of easier, but let's do this. Ready? 0, and then strumming 4 strings. Ready, and stopping the pick on the high E string. Don't have to move anything with my left hand there. Now this next chord, C7, all I have to do is add a note to C, and that's going to be with the pinky finger on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, like that. And that's another good reason why I don't want to take my C chord off, is because that makes the switch to this chord way easier because I'm just adding a finger. And then I'm going to strum all 5 strings in that chord, so you don't have to stop your pick anywhere on this. Ready, and okay. And if you want to, you can look that chord up in your chord chart, and it will say to do this. So let's go back and play to here and then make the switch to C7. Ready? 3rd string open, C, 4 strings, stopping the pick on the high E string. Ready? 1st string 0, 2nd string 1. And then I'm going to add the pinky to the 3rd string on the 3rd fret, and that's my C7. I'm going to strum all 5 strings. Ready, and okay, now you can take your chord off here and play the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, because you'll notice that's not a note that's in our chord. So you can take your chord off there, and we're going to switch to a pretty much completely different chord in the next measure. The pinky is good to use because the next chord, well, I guess it doesn't really matter. You could use your ring finger or your pinky. I think I like to use the pinky because it doesn't have to move very far to get to the next chord. Now, this chord is called F over C. And this is one that will not be in your chord chart, I don't think. Full F chord is like this. This is kind of an easier way to play F over C, or F/C. Okay, so let me show you how to get to F/C from C, because they have a couple notes in common. So let's play C. All right, and then what you do is you take your middle finger and move it to the next string on the same fret, and then you take your pinky and you put it underneath your ring finger on the 4th string on the 3rd fret. Okay, and that's F/C. All right. Let's do that again. So C, and then you put your middle finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and you just move it down a string, and then your pinky goes on the 4th string on the 3rd fret, like that. Okay. That's kind of a tough one because you got to use 4 fingers to play it. All right, let's do that. F/C. 4 strings, stopping the pick on the high E string. Ready? And then the next note is in my chord. Already holding it down here. So I just hold this the whole measure. And then back to C. Ready? And when I do that, I don't have to move this finger or this finger. I just take my pinky off and move my middle finger back. That's the best way to switch. That's like economical switching. I don't want to move fingers that I don't have to move. So like if I'm on F and then I take all my fingers off and then I do this, I'm putting this finger and this finger back in the same place, so it's counterproductive. So let's do F. F, ready, and 3rd string, and then take your pinky off, move your middle finger back here, and then play C. This is only 3 strings, so I'm going to stop my pick on the 2nd string this time. Ready, and okay. Next string is in my chord already, so I'm just going to keep holding C. Next line is C again, 4 strings. Ready? And then the next 2 notes, I'm holding them down already. Then I'm going to go to A minor. And when I go to A minor, I only have to move the ring finger. C, A minor, C, A minor. Okay, I want to be economical in my switching. All right, we're going to play all 5 strings in A minor. Ready? And okay, you can take A minor off because this note is not in my chord, and I'm going to switch to G, which is completely different. So I play that single note, and then I play G. All 6 strings on G. Ready? And okay. And then here's a chord, G7. You can look that one up in your chord chart if you want to. It kind of looks like C, but you put your fingers on different strings. This goes on the low E string, the 5th string, and the 1st string, like this. G7. Ready? And all 6 strings. Okay, let's do that again. G. Ready? And G7. Ready, and then I'm going to take it off and play 0 on the 1st string. Okay, when the note over here is not a note that you're holding down in your chord, you should take your chord off probably. Okay, next line. This is a tricky part. All right, let's go over this. So it's C. I'm going to hold this down, but you'll notice up here is not an open string, it's a 3, so that means I have to add a note to the chord, and that's going to be C, and then I'm adding my pinky to the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and that's a note you can always add to C. It doesn't change the chord symbol at all, it's still just C, just another kind of C. Let's read the notes in this chord. So 3, I've got my ring finger on that note. 2, I've got my middle finger on that note. 3rd string is open. The 1, I've got my 1st finger on that note, and then a 3. I've got my pinky on that note. Okay, so let's do that. All 5 strings. Ready? And I'm going to keep holding C. I have to take my pinky off to play this note. Open, and then I put it back to play this note, and then I take it off to play this note. So, like that. And the reason I want to do that and keep holding down my chord is so that all the notes ring together. And also this next chord, C7, I take my pinky and put it on the 3rd string on the 3rd fret. That's a note that we add to C. That makes the switch much easier. And we're going to play 4 strings, stopping the pick on the high E string. Ready? And then the 3rd string open. I can take my chord off at that point. And then F/C. Ready? And 3 strings, stopping the pick on the 2nd string. Ready? And I just keep holding it down. I'm already holding these next notes. So 2nd string, 2nd string, 3rd string. That's all you have to worry about there. Hold F for the whole measure. And I'm going to go back to C. So take your pinky off and move your middle finger up a string. Ready? And 3 strings, stopping the pick on the 2nd string there. Open, 3rd string. Gonna keep holding C, because when I go to A minor, all I have to move is this finger. A minor, 4 strings, stopping the pick on the 1st string. I'm holding these down already. 1st string, 2nd string, and then G6 is G without the ring finger. That's one that's not going to be in your chord chart. It's just G, and you take your ring finger off. And if you look at the notes, 3, I got my middle finger on. 2, I got my 1st finger on. And then the rest of these are all zeros, you see? So that's G6, G without the ring finger. So we know 3 kinds of G's now. G with the ring finger, G6 without the ring finger, and G7. Okay. G6 you could play either with these 2 fingers or these 2 fingers. It doesn't really matter. And then 3 on the 2nd string. And F over C, 4 strings, ready, and the last chord, C, 4 strings, ready, and okay. Sorry, I'm showing you a chart. This should be the 1st ending, and then I'll do a 2nd ending, so it's like I'll change the chart that you're gonna look at. So it'll be a 1st ending, and then a repeat, and then a 2nd ending, just like our other Amazing Grace chart. Sorry, I thought I had already done that, but I guess not. So when you put that all together, you get this. It's also a good chord switching exercise for you, okay? And then I would repeat it, and then the 2nd ending would be just ending on C, okay? So that's it for Amazing Grace. You can watch the example video and try to play along, slow it way down. Okay, next let's take a look at our notes. So in the last video I showed you how to read the notes on the treble clef. So if you remember correctly, the lines on the treble clef are "every good boy does fine," and the spaces are the word face, F-A-C-E. Spell the word face, F-A-C-E. Okay, now this one, notes on the first string, was your assignment for lesson 7. And it's really simple. It shows you 3 notes here, okay? E string, high E string, open. That's this note. So if I spell the word face, because it's on a space, F-A-C-E. So this is E, and this is the high E string note. Okay? And then F, as in every good boy does fine, F. That's the first fret of the first string, F. Ready? And then G is the 3rd fret of the E string. Ready? And these numbers inside the circles are like our chord diagram numbers. They tell you which fingers to use, and they have a little, you know, they're showing you the fingering down here. They have little pictures. I'm not sure if that really helps very much, but if it was my book, I would just take that out. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. E string open, E string first fret is F, E string 3rd fret is G. Okay, G is not one that's in our like things that we memorize. Every good boy does fine and F-A-C-E. This one is just the first ledger line, so it goes alphabetical. So F, and then the next space will be G, and then the line above that will be A, and so on, because the music alphabet only goes up to G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then the next note up is A again. All right. Another good thing, a reference for your notes, is the C major scale. Okay, so if I play that C major scale that we did at the beginning of this lesson, and I say the notes as I play them, it starts on C, because the C major scale starts on C, the G major scale starts on G, the F major scale starts on F. It starts on the name of the note from the name of the scale. So C major, we're going to start on C, and then we go alphabetical while playing the scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And that will line up with this, okay? So that's a good way to find a note. Like if you see a note on the treble clef and you've forgotten where it is, you can play your scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, and I found my A. Okay, or C, D, E, F, and there's F. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on. A, B, C. So knowing the scale is a good way to find notes on your guitar as well. All right, but all we have to worry about for now is E open, F first fret, and G 3rd fret. So here's some exercises you can do. Let's skip that and let's do number 4. Okay, so it's going to go like this: E, F, G, and if you remember, E is the open string, F is the first fret, G is the 3rd fret. Okay, so let's play number 4. Ready? And E, F, E, F, G, F, G, F, E, F, E, F, E. Okay, so super simple. All right, just remember, this is not a guessing game, this is a matching game. So if I can't remember what this is, I go back to here. This is what it is. This is where it is. E string open. Okay. If I forget what this one is, go up here. Oh yes, F, first string, first fret, and so on. Okay. And hopefully you won't have to scroll back and forth. You can just remember that. Let's do number 5. Ready? Starting with E. And watch out because it's going to go, the next note will be G. E, E, G, G. Ready? And E, E, G, G, F, E, F, E, G, F, G, F, and E. Okay? That's also a good way to practice this, is say the name of the note as you play it. That's called say it and play it. E, E, G, G. That helps you form these connections between the name of the note, where it appears on the treble clef, and where it is on your guitar. And those are the 3 things you have to know in order to play it. I guess you wouldn't really have to know the name of the note, but that helps a lot, because when we give something a name, it helps us to remember what that thing is and where it is. So the name of the note, where it is on the treble clef, and where it is on your instrument. Okay, even though I'm skipping some of these, just do all of them. Okay, the repetition of doing this helps you form those connections and remember the notes, because when we do notes on the second string, it's going to get harder because we're adding notes every time we do the next exercise. Okay, let's do this one, Spanish theme. Ready? A 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E, F, F, G, F, E, E, F, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E, F, G, F, E. Okay. Well, it doesn't sound very Spanish when you play it like that, but if you add in the chords. Then it helps to make it sound more Spanish. Alrighty, next thing is notes on the second string. Alright, so now you know the routine, and it's going to be like this all the way through notes on the 6th string. They're going to show you, 2 or 3 notes at a time. You practice those notes, and then you have to remember the notes on the other strings, okay? So B, as in every good boy, that's the second string open. Ready? And C, as in the word face, F-A-C, first fret of the second string. Ready? And D, as in every good boy does, that's the 3rd fret of the second string. Ready? And okay. Easy enough. B open, C first fret, D 3rd fret. Okay. Let's skip all that. But if I were you, I would do all of those. Get the repetition. Let's do number 12. Okay, B, C, B, C, D, C, D, C. All right. Ready? And B, C, B, C, D, C, D, C, B, C, D, C, B. Let's do number 13. Ready? And B, C, B, C, D, and B, and C, C, D, C, B. Okay, now they give you a little review here. They show you the 6 notes that you've learned. So the first one is B, that's the 2nd string open. C, 2nd string 1st fret. D, 2nd string 3rd fret. E, 1st string open. F, 1st string 1st fret. And G, 1st string 3rd fret. Okay, now this is a little exercise to help you switch from string to string. Okay, so the first 2 notes, B and E, those are our open strings. Ready? B, E, B, E. And the next one is going to be C and E. That's the 1st fret of the 2nd string and the E string open. Ready? C, E, C, E. Next is D and E. So ready? And D and E. Same thing. D, E, D, and oh, we got an F here. F, D, F, E, G, and C. Okay. So if that was hard, practice it. Practice reading these notes, and the more you do it, the better at it you'll get. This is another thing that you want to do as part of your daily practice routine. Okay, and if you haven't noticed, I'm really trying to sell you on daily practice. Okay, for one thing, because we want to remember things like our scales, our chords, our notes, and as we finish up the semester here, it's gonna really pile on. So you want to keep up so that you can have more enjoyment. All right, it's much more enjoyable when you have some proficiency, and that takes daily practice. So what I would do your scales, play through each scale a few times, and then do some note reading. Do your note reading, and cultivate that as part of like a daily practice regimen. Okay, and then after that you can do Ode to Joy harmony, Amazing Grace harmony, and some strumming like Brown Eyed Girl. And that's kind of like a well-rounded practice session. All right, I would say that helps you check all the boxes. Okay, let's do world beat. All right, let's go slow, real slow. First note is B, 2nd string open. 1, 2, 3, 4. B, C, D, F, D, C, B, G, F, D, C, B, C, B, C, D, F, D, C, B, B, C, D, F, G, F, D, C, B, C, B. Okay. If you found that really hard, just practice this more. And, you know, when you're practicing on your own, you don't have to go fast. You just do it at your own pace. But at some point, you want to try and put a beat to that, with either with the metronome or on your own. And do Ode to Joy and the Blues for next time. And then next time we'll do notes on the third string. Okay, that's it for today. I will see you in the next video. Have fun, enjoy the stuff, and I'll see you then. Mahalo.